lot in about. Get cozy, get your chalice ready, get your candle ready. Got it. All right. Audio with. sit back, relax, catch some vibes, and let's enjoy the show. We centered. We got our Scully boy. Yeah, perfect. Cards here. Mic's on live. I think we got a mic. Good. Welcome. Say the fourth installment of the nightly tarot card wrap up. My name is Chris. Your chair wizard for the evening. I know Chris sounds like a very mystical name. Very spooky. But I like to start off with a little sip of the liquor of life, which is just some water. It's no Mad Dog or any of that. So it's just some simple H2O, purified, of course. Move all that, toxins out. Still, I don't have my skeleton bones. I was pinching my bone nipples last night. I hope you guys caught any of that business. That was completely unacceptable. Not even kids. But we're gonna start the night right. I hope you're with me. I'm gonna tune down our little bit of our chimes here. And if you're just getting started with us, welcome. We have our neighborhood-friendly devil, as everyone knows him. He's just waving hello. Letting you know he's got you. You've got nowhere to go. He's got everything good. Why go elsewhere? He's got the flame. He's got the fire. He's got the half-goat body, the wings, the horns, the good parties, drugs, the chains, the whips, the grapes, all of that stuff. See? He's just letting you know, I'm here. You've got nowhere to go. And whether your devil looks like this or any other entity, there's lots of devils out there that look at different ways, or depending on what you really identify with. I can sit back. But he's just here to let you know you're going nowhere. So you might as well stop by his party, see what he's got, see what's good. And what's good tonight is the tarot card generator here, found at, you want to look down there, haveagoodie.com. It should load right up for you. We got two different things here. We got our shuffler and our card dealer. We like to get it started off. Check out our shuffler working. Seems like it's working. Didn't do anything. Didn't glitch. We got a little and it's time to celebrate. The work has been done. Rejoice. See, the devil's good. He loved that belly rub. He really enjoyed that. So this card out the very, after the week I had of this card coming up being very, it's a very young celebration. I had a couple of pretty great accomplishments in my week, so a weekend of work ahead of me, but still, I think the party's it's all inside. And it says, fill your cup, but make sure others have a full cup as well. So, a lot of these abundance cards are about giving and sharing. And the idea is that we can never really tell whose arm is which, except for this one. It's all this shared thing. Come in, party, and we get some grapes. You got some pumpkins just set up ever so lightly, just for decoration, because that's the only thing pumpkins I've ever seen used for. So this is a great card to you. Maybe you've looking at some some young things you've just done, and you're like looking for reasons to celebrate, and maybe you're not so sure that these victories are yours. Maybe they're somebody else's. Maybe they're maybe you gotta, I don't know. It's COVID. We haven't had too many interactions. What happens out there these days? I don't know. What's going on out there? If you want to come chat, maybe you can send us an email. I don't know. However you want to communicate to us. I hope you're hearing those chimes. I forgot I don't have my headphones on. Not that makes a difference. Yeah, it does, but I'm going to turn these down a bit because it's probably overpowering. So wow, this is off to a pretty good start. I'm feeling pretty good so far. This is like I said, I think the third time we're doing this. We got this going on. We can get that going. Our devil here is just reminding us that we're all on the same trip. So I like to shuffle it up, get real. I hope you're feeling good this week. This is the end of the week. We should be back on Monday. We try to do this about 5 days a week. We're just getting started. You know what? I want to test something out real quick. We got some new brick walls back here. We got a brand new dungeon. We got this on lease from Ted Cruz. Let's see. Does that blend right in there? Yeah, it does. Cool. So this is a green. We got a green screen, but yeah. All right. So I say this will be the first official card. If you have a question, if you have a quandary, this is the best time to think about it. What happened this end of the week. We get our skull boy all set up. Where we're at now, your head like you're gonna roll some sort of font over your mind. Put that question there and look at it like it's actual words floating above your head. And away we go. Let's do that shuffler one more time. 5. Oh, what happened? Oh. This is the time of the deck where, you know, sometimes glitches happen, and glitches happen for a reason. So it looked like the 5 of Wands were there ready to go, and no, look, the Lovers emerged. And how often do the Lovers emerge out of surprise? And that's what love is these things that surprise and catch you, and you're both taken by the I guess I love this card in the way that it represents love as this angelic being that knows no judgment and knows it pretty much encompasses the entire sky with light. And anyone who's ever been in love can pretty much describe that feeling. That's why I really enjoy this card here, and it's got lots to play with. And I mean, I also love this erotic mountain back here. It's just by itself, just being a kind of land boner. I love that. And it also, you know, the divine, the snake, the judgment, the flaming. I forget what, you know, the real definition of this. There's a lot of, you know, what the artist had intended, but a lot of this interpretation comes from your mind and the imagination. And sometimes the imagination is actually right. And these little fortunes down here I wrote a couple years ago, so let's see what it has, see how it still applies. The ultimate choice is yours. Let love be your guide. Seek out the other, and together a completely different world is created. Land boners is what we're talking about here. So you get with the other, the land gets a boner, and the divine, you know, I mean, I've seen this. This is the Kundalini. If this is probably her name here. This is what she probably would look like in her winged glory, with her cape on, kind of the clouds. Don't worry, our devil. Remember the devil from the first guy? He's there. That little snake in the orange tree. You know, I mean, there's fruit abundance. There's still these destruction. I think these actual count for something. You know, I don't recall what that number is, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe that has to do with the entire month calendar, the 12 or the 13. I don't know. Yeah, 12. Might be every month of the year. You know, always going up in flame, meaning it always cycles around. You will always have temptation lurking about in the most fruitfulest places. But your focus, love. I mean, I think he's looking at her tits, but she's focused on love. Tiny bird, land boner. You and the aspect of the question. The Lovers is the not just a union of actual two people. It could be the union of an understanding, a place where you are in divine union with your understanding of the work you've done and the place that you're at. We can all reflect on where we're standing to be a place of right where we need to be. So we always want to project the places forward. So the love and desire of those things can be. You want to have land. You want the land to have boners for you, but you get a half dub sometimes. You get these rolling, we call land speed bumps. So sometimes I'm just rambling now. I forget what I'm going about now. Who knows? I'm just taken by love because this card has got me mesmerized, and I can't stop looking at that land boner. as you shouldn't. You should always be in the gaze. Right here. No half chubs, guys. Do not live life with half chubs. If you got half chubs in your life, as sometimes, you might have a lot, you might be laying next to a half chub every night. So that shows me how random this deck is, and it's off to a pretty fun start. Land boners it is. Raw. Nice. I feel good. Yeah, I'll have a little sip here from my chalice. I hope your chalice is cold or warm, whatever you're drinking. So we should move on. We got Shuffler still going. Check him out. He's partying. Shuffle it again because that's always a good time. Oh, Nine of Swords. This is what happens. The Nine of Swords tells me that with what I'm doing right now, this is where with the lovers, I had a lot of fun. It's telling me, yo, watch the land boner jokes. This is what this card's telling me, and you might be going under, maybe you shouldn't lead with that one level of what you're at. And I wrote here, a nightmare is only a dream dressed in black. As a regular dream, but he's got the cloak on and he's got the bird mask. He's coming at you with the cane. He's giving you all these riddles. He's hidden swords all in your room. He's taken your blanket and wrote a code all over it from all the different zodiacs. Nightmares about all of those swords that you stole from a party before. But it's just a dream. I've always enjoyed my dreams, even my nightmares. I remember this one nightmare, a giant was chasing me, and I was in a tree. I tried to hide in a tree, and I ended up looking at the giant right in the face. I thought that was the most hilarious nightmare I've ever had, just because I couldn't run, and then this giant was chasing me, and then I got right into his, ready if he was going to eat me, and I thought it was funny that I was going to get eaten by a giant. My brain would do that to me in my sleep. I find that hilarious. It might be scary, it might be traumatic, and it might be something that you're afraid of a giant going to eat you, but it's just a dream. And these are the perceptions that I love to be gifted with, these odd perceptions that it's just a dream, just in black. And the torment of that giant, of that being naked in school, will fade as the morning, as the sun wakes up and stirs you awake. And the shadows are literally the toys on your nightstand now. Back to the toys. That scary clown is still the scary clown. If you got clowns in your closet, get them the fuck out right now, because you're asking for it. But any of those other toys, those stuffy squishies that all of a sudden when the shadow hits them, they're scary. That Hello Kitty doll now look like Hello Shitty. You gotta turn the light on. And you'll realize that nightmare. That's the beauty about these. If anyone comes to tell you and puts a hammer on the nail and says this is what will happen for sure, always a little salty food. Taco Bell. Go have some Taco Bell after that and shit out all that indecision, because that's sometimes a good also solution. So, brought to you not by Taco Bell. Brought to you by Shitty Decisions. And we're going to eventually get these cards. We're going to start doing a spread. We got our candle that way. That we're going to start laying our spread out. Which hand am I using? How do I use this? How can I point that way? How do I point this way with this hand? That way? That's just bananas. I can't do this right now. We're gonna lay that spread out, and it'll be, maybe we'll have a whole wrap up with the wrap up. It'll be, cool. And if you're tuning into this after the fact and you're like, what am I do this instead of play games. I play games. So this is my gift, my service to the universe, and hopefully the universe says, get him out of here. Boom. Oh, there he goes. That swords guy. You remember that guy who you had nightmares? He was selling you swords. This is him. Check out his hat, and he's got these half ruffled. His hair matches his socks or his cuffs. Not a swell fellow. This is another quip that I always love that I put. A wise guy is not the same as a wise man. How many wise guys do you know? All of them. How many wise men do you know? Not very many. So that's what I like to. I thought that was clever. And he's stealing a bunch of swords from the circus of life, and I think he stole this hat from a monkey, and he's tiptoeing away. See? And he's got his hair that matches his ruffle. He might be shaving his head and making his own leggings. So this is why he's so. And he's dropped 2 swords to let them know that this is where you'll find me. And it's just make sure your tricks come from a good heart. Not everyone will get the joke. This is why I'm sitting here with one viewer. So this is me after stealing a bunch of swords because I'm not big of a fighter and I don't like arms, but I think swords are fun. I think I'd like to see a medieval battle just with just peacock feathers instead of swords. That's just my difference. It's just I would like to call it like a bunch of fanny ticklers out there just hitting each other with peacock feathers. And the 7 of swords, if you're wondering how does this apply to me in the more metaphysical realm, these are these points of should you throw all in or all out? Are you somewhere going to fight for what you believe in? You're going to draw a line in the sand and then somebody cross it and come back around and then draw it again and then leave a bunch of swords, leave a trail of your not escape, but your step backs? Or are you going to, move forward with these ideas? Or because when it comes to the numbers, 7 is that number that, I want to sound like so wise that it's 2 above 5 and 5's the middle point. So you're not, there's no, 7's not a big number or it's not a little number. It's that lucky number. So these are these moments where you can actually, the lucky numbers are the ones where you can make the most pivotal change. He could go around and turn these swords and be like, yeah, sorry, I stole this hat from a monkey. I do shave my hair and make my own leggings. Can I join your show? Instead of running off with all the props. And props could be meaning the swords, or the props meaning like somebody else's accomplishments. Are you trying to just credit somebody else's good work by running off with their either ideas or their whatever it is? Or are you supportive of the circus, supportive of the community? So this 7 talks about that indecision, about that waver that comes along with most big pivotal kind of decisions. Should I run off with the swords, or I don't know, help them? I can't come with a joke. I can't make any more hair legging jokes anymore. But man, go join the circus, because it looks like the guards. I want to just make this up, but it looks like there's a cloud of smoke here, and I want to say that there's a man on a horse headed with a stick. So he's ain't gonna get very far, because if that the guy with the horse on the stick's gonna catch up to him probably somewhere just off screen, and they're gonna shave his legs, his head, and make a monkey out of him and his hat. So a wise guy is not the same as a wise man. Wow, that was a good one. We're just rounding that halfway point. I'm feeling pretty energized. I think as we go along here. If you're just tuning in or you're just jumping on or whatever it is, I applaud your curiosity, because what is that? Who's this guy? Is he in a dungeon? I wish we could mess around with this stuff, but we're not. We won't go into that right now. But we're gonna keep pulling cards because I think that's good. So we're at the 3 of Wands, progress is being made. I think like you can archive, you add a new title, you can save that. It's not going anywhere. So you can add a little bit more value to your experience, to whatever you're offering, your offerings, every little. So don't let one bad thing ruin the entire like. It just I'm a little mistaken here. Don't let one slip up cost you the dance competition. There's plenty more fancy footwork ready to go. So this card has nothing to do with that analogy. But it's that progress is being made even when you don't notice it. It means when you give up, you deny progress to even maintain. So don't let, who knows what you could help, what any little slip up, these little moves, these little things that actually aid in you're staying there, your progress. It's everybody else is collapsing, but you're still there. Even if nobody compliments you on you being there, you welcome, thank you. You're doing a fantastic job. I mean, no one's applauding this, but I think every day we should be applauded just for waking up and agreeing to whatever we agreed to. There should be like an applause, kind of like carolers, like to the point where you hate them. You hate that the fact that you're being uplifted every day by your community. These people, these roaming, traveling. Get them. I'm already annoyed at that idea. But what do you think? That sounds just that idea. So without those two separate things can kind of come together where progress is being made. These tiny little accomplishments that for you individually might be phenomenal, might be extraordinary as far as big leaps, and no one's noticing it. So don't let that discourage you. Oh, what was Three of Wands? It's still a young card, but these wands mean accomplishment and truth and poignant, like, I don't want to add land boner, but very hard, that's what it's a stick, it's a wand, it's a very poignant, when you point your finger at it, it means you're pronouncing, you're declaring. So when you get to that level of, it's still a young declaration, and yes, there's a lot of, like, I don't want to say room for failure, but lots of just opportunity for the events to unfold. I can't find the words, but let's see if it comes to me as I read here. So even if you don't notice these progresses being made firsthand, good things are developing, and I guess it's a solid foundation. So that's what it's. I don't know what I'm talking about here. the foundation that are young actual truths to stand on, and you're standing by it, and you may only need to hold on, you may only need to support one of those truths, but the other truths there could be rooted, and that's what it's also about, is rooting these foundations young. And with only three of them there, you're doubting you're going to have enough fence line to say protect yourself from this oncoming fleet. But we could have roots down here that are fortifying whatever your cause is. So there's with a lot of young development, there's a lot of strength when you focus not on what the truth is up here, these tiny sprigs of, truth, but these roots down in here that get these things to stand up on their own. And as much as you're dressed appropriate, without these things rooted, you're just another guy with a cool headband. You saw it on Etsy or something on Pinterest, headbands with sprigs of ivy, maybe, I don't know. But this fleet here is always, this fleet could be coming in, could be coming out, they'd be coming for you, they could be going in favor of you. There are always people and always these entities I mean, sometimes it may be hard to find them. You know, they're there though, but in service of and or to service and those developments, you know, you may actually have to give to get the developments you want. These for this the third one here to root. Now this boat may need to go over this little tiny area here before you realize how this one will root. So there's lots of little intricacies of these processes, but wherever you are in this process, knowing that even if no one's accomplishing you, if you feel accomplished and you feel like, man, go get some ice cream, go get some vegan ice cream. No more bullshit. Get some vegan ice cream and enjoy that shit. Because I mean, unless you want real ice cream, and then you can have some dairy hole, and we don't want that. I mean, I don't want that. I'm lactose intolerant, and that's what I call when I eat dairy. It's called dairy hole. All you smell is dairy all day. And I don't know about you. If you ever worked on an ice cream truck, and that smell never goes away. So that ice cream truck right here needs to go over here and go get some of that vegan ice cream powder mix, and maybe you can open up your vegan ice cream stand like you wanted to. Because right here, you're like, oh, I should get the sugar cones, the other cones, and now the vegan ice cream mix. That's all you need. Who knows if that's your goal? Should be. I'd open a vegan ice cream stand right now. And I always love when thunder hits because that means it's a good idea. Even if it's just a play loop thunder, man, still, that's some synchronicity. Everything's always, there's meaning in everything and meaning in nothing. Or nothing in you make something up of that. All right. We're going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm feeling good. I hope this is informative. I hope these cards are at least these casts are maybe adding to your curiosity of what the tarot card can do for you. Now I'm using this generator I made. It's, you know, at haveagoodeye.com. If you want to support this channel, go buy a hat, buy a shirt, whatever if any of that stuff fits your style. But this is like, I forget the name of the deck. I always get it wrong. But this deck is the one of the more common decks you'll find out there. You'll get ones with lots of different descriptors, but the artist had one intention. But I believe the imagination knows more than what we actually can give it credit for. I believe the imagination doesn't make anything up. It just recalls something from a different dimension. How about that for what you think an imagination is? So I think with a lot of the archetypes that are presented in these, and that's what all the tarot cards are about, is these specific archetypes that, regardless of where you're at or whatever you believe in, they exist. So the devil, regardless of whatever religion or whatever society you have some sort of entity that feeds on all of your desires and pleasures and all the yummy things of life, and whatever you want to call them. But it applies, and I believe there's even I forget what mark of the beast is on his hand, but I just think he's just saying hello. Why would you not be friendly with something that exists in that format across all formats of life? Why would you create such an enemy for yourself? Why don't you just go rub that devil on the belly? Realize that belly might be velvety. Ooh, he got a velvet belly. Maybe that's why the half of him is fur, because he does like to get pet. I don't know. These are questions. I haven't met a real half devil, you know, an actual. Forget what these beasts are called, but anyway, you get what I'm saying here. It's make friends, not with your enemies, but with all understandings, because the enemies you are your own enemy. You are the devil. You are the Christ. We are all these. So these are all characters that it tells your fortune. How does it become so? How does it know? Because it is everything, and it has it all. It has all the information encoded in there, if your imagination knows how to unlock it. So that's what we're here to help you do, is unlock your imagination to possibly explore further. He's got even a cool gray beard. Look at that. I think there's even supposed to be like a ghost in his beard. I wish I could have a beard and then have ghosts in my beard. That would be cool. I mean, I'm not even going to go any further than that. We're going to shuffle it up and we're going to pull another card, see what goes. See where it goes from there. Oh. Seven of Wands. This guy here. He's defending quite the experience welcomes a challenge. Courage. Experience welcomes a challenge. So those who've got no business doing stuff always are going to deny the challenge. So anybody who's, first of all, who comes with experience is going to love a challenge. Going to love the like I as in the explanation before, he's learned how to unearth these sticks and use them as a tool to actually prevent a lot of these single stick MFers from getting up on his stick pile. He found out I can cost one because all these and I like picture that there's 6 other dudes here with sticks. These little guys, like I don't know however you want to, like 6 trolls with little sticks that they stole, and maybe they stole from this guy. He doesn't have a fancy hat, so he's a man of the field. This guy doesn't have a lot of fancy garb. No, notice he doesn't have any roses in his cloaks. So this guy, straight business. He will fuck you up with his sick. This might be his job. He might get to the point where you're at the 7, the point where you need to protect your investment. You need to protect your loved ones, whatever it is that you feel you need to protect. I mean, violence is not the answer, but protection. Notice how everyone's sticking sticks straight up. He's got it smart enough where he's going to go it long ways and stop them all. So the idea that it takes 6 sticks and this guy's defending himself with 1. That shows, first of all, he knows his head's. He doesn't need any fancy armor or any of that either. He doesn't. He's got his head on his shoulders. So you've got this person. I excuse me if I say he. This could be a non-binary figure of existence, but let all of that just be a blanket term of person. Excuse me if that doesn't hit, but we're trying not to also that we don't try to hit the political things or these lecture. We're trying to stay mystical, and I'm gonna just keep going. So, courage has your back against all odds. You will overcome, win or lose. So, winning is not the actual game either. It's making sure you've died protecting what you needed to protect. And a lot of our philosophies that we have in our life want us to walk up, put a hard line in the sand, grit our teeth. And then when the military or someone who have higher power walks over that line, you back up, create another line, and grit your teeth, show your angle. And when they step on over that line, you back up. At some point, backing up is not the answer. So when winning or losing comes down to it, when it comes to believing, this is not the permission to go out and be nihilistic. This is to offer your service in protection to what is truly your. Now, in this political climate, that could mean a lot of different things, but what you truly believe is to be right. So we've come to a place where we're watching these lines get crossed and these boundaries get pushed, and we have, or at some point, we're not too sure where to go with that. But the ultimate price is, of course, losing your life for something of value, valuing the life after, or meaning the value of a continued. Will you does a stepping back cost you that much? Can we pivot? Can we figure out another way to say combat these six sticks coming at you? Because these are when you get to the level of a number 7, you'll always have these one-offs coming at you. These number ones coming at you to, oh, but hey, yo, so sometimes defense is not even always a violent act. It could just be just a more declaration of what you're about. So this card hasn't come up yet in our pool, and I love it. It's at least I loved where it brought me at this particular moment. I love that I haven't looked at this card quite a while, and I love to pull out his plain clothes and to really see and really understand that this is a person. This is a card of integrity. So if you're at a place where maybe your integrity is wavering and you're looking to flop over, especially now because opportunity is so low when it comes to certain things, so integrity is hard to maybe you're like, I just gotta get paid because this shit is hard out there. Yeah, but sometimes integrity will give you the fortitude in the longer run. I mean, there's always a trickle now at some point, but these are questions. These are hard questions sometimes. I had just at the ending of last one, somebody asked me if the OM will be offering an interview will offer the job after the interview. So someone asked me about a job question, and our hiring manager. So I forget what his name was, but they were looking for the hiring manager to see if they were going to get this job. And at the time, what could I have offered them is advice is, how do you feel you have all the things that you've done to deserve this job? Get them, boys. Get them. Hey. Don't worry about it. So, Kamir, if you're out there, I hope you get the job. I hope the hiring manager does offer you the job after the interview. Oh, just one of the things you could buy if you're out on the shop here. Welcome. It's the Infinity T-shirt. Infinity T. It's very discreet, but it has a very small black infinity symbol here. It comes in a black heather, a white heather, and super soft. Becomes your new favorite tee overnight. Infinity Series Embroidered Tee from haveagoodnight.com. Sorry, that was just a commercial. You don't have to buy that t-shirt. It's just, it popped up, so. We are going to pull one more card for the evening, and we're going to wrap it up. Let's see if I can do this here. Or here. Because my hand is getting numb. All right, let's see. So I'm trying to keep my eye on the camera, and then we'll fix this. But I hate how this is right in my face now. There it goes. So He does not like to be picked up. Wow, you got him. That's surprising. All right, we're gonna hit this last card and see if we get something good as opposed to something as we got. We all everything is good. That's what the all cards in the deck are good. Any messages? No, we got messages about this time last night. So let's hit this. The Chariot. This is always a great card because this breaks down of the abundance of the world to the point of where you are going to showcase yourself. You've got every last. Let's break it down. You've got the divine union of these. They're meant to be these sphinx representing the divine union. We've got breasts on one, no breasts on the other. Black, the white. It's reversed here, and those are leading your chariot. First of all, you've got these exotic, titted, black and white cougar people pulling your chariot. So these are some exotic creatures. So you are of the most. Everything is highly curated. Look at the arm. Like, so when you out there riding with this, like, you are the master. This is that showcase where you are your own showpiece. You are showing off because you're about to leave the grand castle and show off your titted union beasts in your chariot. And you've got armor in case anyone fucking talks shit with them, because you're going to come at them with a stick and your crown of light, because you understand, like, so you're not going out there like just a showboat. You've gone through all the work. This is the idea that, like, you've mastered all of the things that we've and you've understand the balance and the divinity, and you've grown your hair out. And this is not a person of gender that I can say this is a someone who identifies whoever they identify. I can't put a male or female to this particular person here. So that's what is truly being demonstrated, is when you have the knowledge of the light and self, and you have the divine union, and here's the biggest part: the resources to buy matching tapestries with your armor. I mean, that's not cheap. So when you have the resources, and that means, like, a lot of people, they got the titted beast and it barely rolls, and they hit the shit. Oh, I'm gonna go show this town. I got this beast. It's gonna look good, and your armor's all raggedy. Man, they're gonna make fun of that titty beast, and you're gonna have to, like, go home and kind of get your shit together, because we want to sometimes show our stuff a little too early, or show our wisdom off too early. But I think there's never the right time to show off wisdom, but there's when I say show off wisdom, meaning to express these, help people up with some sort of information, but to do it when you know you can take care of yourself. I know so many people who are willing to give $100 away, but they only have 99. Like, they don't have enough for that obligation. They don't have enough to fulfill that desire to want to be the giver they want to be. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people, and I felt in our society, they want to give. So it's rather than they just give, they have this desire to give, but they don't give. They'll have all these other loopholes. Oh, I only have 99, but you want 100? I only have 99. I can't give you anything. So they don't want to bend either way. So it's making sure you've got enough to give, so no one makes fun of your titty beast chariot. And I'm sure this got an alarm. It's got the Kojak. What is LoJack? That's what Kojak. That's the bald, the bald policeman. The LoJack, yeah. So no one's gonna run off with your titty beast chariot. And I think this one's even milking something. She's nursing something. I don't know. This card is wild if you get down to it. But I mean, what's really is the ornate armor. I mean, maybe this person may not actually have all the idea. Like they may not have zero battle skills either, but they're gonna ride like they do. They're gonna show all their armor, and this might just be like this could be just cosplay. This could be just foam, and who knows. So, if you're out there riding on your chariot, and people are making fun of your titties, hit them with your stick, show them your tapestries, and who knows, you might just change the world. Yep. Oh, wait. Oh, we gotta say our goodbyes. I'm gonna put that mic away, but so if you chimed in, I want to thank you. I hope you got a little information. I hope if anything we scratched at the curiosity of what the tarot card means to me, what it means to the world, what it means to landboners, what it means to all these great jokes that we came up with today. But one of the things I always like to bring up is that some of the more higher minds used to think that the tarot represented biological evolution through every step of the process, from the highest minerals to the highest gases and the noble gases, densest of minerals to the noblest of gases. And Timothy Leary is that man who came up with a lot of this understanding. It links back to a lot of great philosophies and a lot of great authors that names I cannot pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. So read some books. I can pronounce book. On that note, we're going to close it up. I want to thank you for chiming in. Nobody looking for any job advice in the chat. Doesn't look like it. Perfect. So, thank you. And I will be back in on Monday if you're curious to hear what's more. And we'll be seeing you then.